Hi everybody, my name is Sean Huang Fernandez, and today I'm going to be showcasing one of the projects that I came up with as part of my educational journey through Flatiron Schools. So this project was made using Ruby on Rails, and we were given a week to kind of practice our Ruby skills, tying in kind of the MVC methodology to build a simple web application that had kind of some models, that had associations, and some interactions and a user story. So this is kind of just part of the code, but if I go to Google Chrome, you can see it's called Food Fight. So this is it's kind of a guessing game. So when you log in or enter the root page of the website, it will navigate you to kind of this splash page, which um, basically what you're seeing is the layout, which is in the top. So in my layout file, I've established a couple links that go to different static and non-static pages of the site. Like if I go to About, uh, you'll see some, just static text about me and, what this project was about. And then it has, an external link to actually my blog. Instructions is, once again, just more text, more centered around how to play the game. If I ever want to go back to the splash page, I can click home. So you're going to notice that that's going to be there the entire time that you're navigating the website. If I want to play the game, I'll press play game. So there's a couple characters or chefs, which was one of my models made. There are a couple of those chefs there currently, and I can select them. Um, I added some functionality where if you want to, you can delete a chef. So if I click delete a chef, it's going to ask me which one do I want to delete. We'll delete Simon, and you're going to notice that Simon's no longer there. If I want to add a chef, I can click add a chef. Now, you'll notice the CSS styling, because I didn't really know CSS when I was making this project. It's pretty minimal, and so sometimes the alignment of things is a little bit tricky. But you can pick your appearance. So right now, I actually drew these, and so you can pick what you want to look like. I'm going to pick to be the fish chef. I'm going to call this fish chef. So I'll create that chef. You can see I can now be fish chef. If for some reason I want to edit a chef, I can go edit chef, choose one of my chefs, give them a new name. So Christian will now be Christian. And he's going to be the regular, the first chef I actually created. So we'll edit chef, and if I decide to choose Christian, I could, but I want to play the game as fish chef. So once I press begin game, this is actually the meat and potatoes of the entire game, because as you can see, you've got a chef, which is my character. You've got a customer, which I guess at this point is Captain Puffy. The reason why it looks so bad is because I also drew this. So these are two models, chef and monster. And you can see that there's some pictures of ingredients. So you're actually seeing one of my other models, which is actually ingredients. So right now we're seeing 3 of the models. We're not seeing 2 of the models that I made. I have 5 models in total. But I can explain the gist of the game and how those other 2 models. So I've got fish, I've got chef, I've got monster, I've got ingredients, and the other 2 models are actually recipe and recipe ingredient. And recipe ingredient is actually just a joiner class that connects these ingredients to a recipe. And if you check out the seed file, you'll kind of see how that works. The link for the GitHub repo is going to be below, so check that out. So the gist of the game is I want to feed Captain Puffy, and there's only a certain set of ingredients here. This is a puzzle. There's a certain set of ingredients that when I choose them, they'll make an actual recipe. If I choose the wrong set, they'll make garbage. And if I make garbage for Captain Puffy, he's going to get mad and my reputation is going to go down. And I only have 3 tries. So if I mess up 3 times, basically I lose the game and I basically go back and start start fresh, choose a chef and go from there. So obviously, how do I know what the ingredients or what recipes I can make? So if I go review ingredients list, what this is doing is it's digging through my models. It's actually digging through the database, finding each recipe that I've actually seeded, um, and looking at all the ingredients or the associations that are on that model. And so I ideally what I want a user to do is they would say, "Oh, I just need to get familiar with these things, with the ingredients that make a recipe." So they would go and look at all of these and they would try to remember it. And then they can go back to the game after they feel like they've remembered it. And they can be like, all right, I'm going to look through these ingredients and I'll try to see what makes what. So I'm going to say, just because I've played this and obviously I made it, I can see that bread, beef, cheese, and lettuce, I believe that'll make a hamburger. So I'm going to select those. I'm going to go feed monster. So,
Dude,
um,
that's the best chicken ever.
so part of the really fun part of this project was I obviously the art. I had a lot of fun with it, and I also recorded some sounds of people enjoying food or not enjoying food, and you'll hear that later. But something important to note is I selected those ingredients. I basically went to another page and which was a post, and it grabbed those ingredients, ran some custom methods that I made that check if those ingredients make a recipe, and if they do, it returns that recipe. And so you're seeing that fourth model I was talking about recipe here. And so a recipe has the amount of damage that it deals. So it dealt this monster 25 points of damage or fullness, and you can see how much health he has left. So I can keep going, and you just kind of keep going until the monster is full. And then in that case, another monster will actually take their place. I'm going to just demonstrate what happens when you create something like, let's just say I just chose bread.
I'm gonna feed this to my dog, man.
So you can see I made garbage. It's telling me how many reputation points I have left. I've reduced my reputation points by 1. It'll also tell me what the basically the answer was. So roast chicken was in that puzzle that I was trying to solve, and it's going to tell me how I could have made it. So butter, salt, spice, chicken. Obviously, I can keep going. Let's see if I can do this real quick. Let's say, oh man, uh, you know what? I'll just quickly lose. So
Oh, yuck.
great. So now I've got 1 reputation point left. I'm just gonna pick random things.
Oh man, I wouldn't eat this with another person's mouth.
So now I've lost the game, and it's just saying the health department will come and shut me down. Try again. So now you can see it's taking me to the chef selection. Um, so I can go choose my appearance and start again. That's the gist of the game. The objective is you want to actually eventually just keep going through every single there's actually 5 distinct monsters. They're just fun images with names. You want to keep going, getting them right until you've fed all the chefs, which will eventually take you to a win page, meaning, hey, you won the game, which is awesome. That's This was a really fun project to work on, just to practice Rails and understanding how basic routing works. Because all of my routing was custom. So a lot of fun. I would love it if you could give it a try, play it, maybe play around with the code and see if you can make it more pretty. Obviously, you can tell this could use a lot of TLC in terms of CSS. But yeah, thanks for your time, and just happy to share this with whoever's interested.